Hello, long time no see. I'm excellent. And I'm going to be going over some patch notes and all that today. That's coming out in Rainbow Six Siege. You already knew this. Probably. Right, so. Okay, so this is for the new season. I don't even know the name of the new season, honestly. I don't play the game enough anymore, but I am getting back into it now. So, here we are. So, Fuse is getting a buff. His cluster charges can now be deployed on reinforced walls and mirror windows. What do I think about that? I think that's a really nice change, and he needed it because he's so weak. I'm gonna be honest. Even with he's good for certain sites. Let's be honest. Like any site where there's a lot of vertical. So basically, most of the downstairs border sites, he's really good on those. Obviously, there are a couple others. Like he can be okay for clubhouse basement. He's not too great for that site. He's alright. And then obviously there are a few others which I can't really think of off the top of my head. Board is the most prominent place I think Fuse does best. So yeah, so that's the first change. I really like that. Putting it on reinforced surfaces, it's going to make him a lot stronger. I'd say I'm going to go back to a border example. So let's say they are in vents and workshop, and let's say they place let's say they reinforced the hatch in small office, so they're not really playing upstairs. Let's say they reinforce that and electrical core it. Fuse places a cluster charge on the hatch, and then obviously it'll go down and potentially destroy the electrical core, which is good as well. He can now easily clear out bandit batteries and electrical cores on a wall, so bandit chicken's going to be inferior now. Which, now I'm thinking about that. He's going to be OP. They have to take a cluster charge off him now, I think, to even out the odds. Because he's so strong. He went from one of the weakest ops in the game to one of the strongest in a matter of seconds. Well, he will once the change comes out. I like it though. They're gonna have to keep their eye on that change though. Put it in the TTS first. Have a look and see if it's overpowered. If it is too overpowered, change it somehow. Okay, the next change is this is a huge one. So Sledge is losing the SMG-11. Now, what do I think about that? I don't know. Obviously, Sledge is a very good operator. Like, he's so good at vertical play. 25 swings with the hammer, I think it still is, unless it got changed without my knowledge. 25 swings, and then he has the SMG-11, a really powerful secondary, and obviously the L85, which again, a decent primary. So removing that's going to make him weaker. I mean, it is going to make people use Book a bit more, potentially. Obviously, Book doesn't have the frag grenade like Sledge does, but I guess it's kind of evening out the odds, because when Book lost his nades, no one played him anymore. And he's still quite underpicked today compared to Sledge. So it's going to be a decent change, I reckon. Even out the odds for it. Okay, next up. Finka is losing, I think, the frag grenades for a hard breach charge. Don't think that was needed. Don't think Finka's strong. Didn't need to change that off, honestly. She's got the frag grenades to compensate for the lack of ability. No one plays Finka, especially in Pro League. It's just she's just quite weak here, if I'm being honest. Like, obviously the gadget's pretty decent, but there definitely is easier, better picks that you can go for. Even Lion's better than Finka, I'd say. Well, like, obviously it all depends on what type of push you're going for. So if you're going to play Lion, obviously that's to gain intel and basically go for frags, basically. Because if you think about it, if you see in a lot of the lower ranks, gold, silver, even plat, honestly, people will play Lion, Ying, Dokkaebi, Jackal. Not Jackal necessarily compared to the others, but they'll use their gadgets and not get anything out of it. Like, they don't even try to push up. They just use it to the fact of use it. That, like, without team coordination, the operators are not that great. We basically play solo. So yeah, I don't think that's a huge change. I don't think that's really going to affect anything, honestly. Next up, Glaz is getting a buff. He's getting his magazine size increased to 15 from 10 on his is the sniper called the OTS? I don't even know anymore. But yeah, so that's getting a buff. Glaz sort of needed it, sort of didn't. He doesn't get played too much. I don't think he will with this change. I think it's just going to stay the same, honestly. Yeah, so there's not really much to talk about that. Obviously, just more shots. So yeah, anyway. Iana's losing the 2 times and the 2.5 times. I don't know if this is for both guns or just. I think it will be for both guns because I do believe the ARX has the ACOG, I think, and the G36 has the 2 times. So yeah, losing those, it's gonna. I think it might be a bit impactful actually because Iana's quite picked nowadays. Iana gets picked most games, and just think about how much utility Iana has for a second. The gun 6, I think it's called, which is can just easily remove any gadgets, a shield, whatever. Then she's got frag grenades as well, absurd, combined with her pretty powerful gadget as well. It's just like a very good overall operator she's become. Okay, anyway, moving on. IQ can ping through walls. Is this pinging gadgets through walls, I'm guessing, so like bombs and all that? That's going to be a decent one if you've got good team coordination, because just think about it. You've got the IQ, let's say there is a vigil on cams, but it's through a hard wall, like hard ceiling, so she can't shoot them. Basically just ping him when he's on cams, or even when Pulse is on scanner or whatever. Ping them through the wall, go in, and you can just kill him. If he's still using his ability or whatever. Team coordination is still needed. You're still going to have to try and figure out a way to execute this attack. But yeah, no, that's a very good change. I think IQ is quite strong as it is, so I don't know how this will really play out for her, to be honest with you. Okay. Mute jammer changed. Oh yeah, the mute jammer changed. So it's basically they're making it more like a cone shape from a cylinder. So you're gonna have to place 2 of them. No, you can't even stop it basically now. So if you place them on walls, if you put like at the moment you place a mute jammer in the middle of the wall, obviously, and it just stops them from opening it full stop. Well, with this change, you can throw any sort of hard breach at the side of the wall, and it'll bypass it now. Quite powerful, if you ask me. I think it's gonna make the attack a bit easier because obviously, I'd say honestly, Mute is probably the best denial operator in the game. Like, he went from not getting picked too much, and now he's getting picked all the time. I play a good chunk of Mute. I probably play more Bandit now. I used to be a Cade main. I still play Cade quite a bit. I got a 4K with him just a moment ago. But yeah, I'd say I play Bandit the most, but Mute I'd say is the strongest for just denial in general, for anything. So yeah, that's going to be a big change. Getting walls open is going to be easier. It's going to make the defense have to play the bandit trick, because bandit tricking doesn't happen anymore basically. Since the utility meta died down about 7 months ago, yeah, it's not really been prominent at all, so that's a shock, to be honest with you. Speaking of shock, Twitch is getting a buff. The shock drone can now jump, which I'd say that is needed, because the shock drone is a hit and a miss gadget, because it's loud now so they can hear it. It gets shot, that's her utility gone. Now she's left with an F2 and some some flashbangs, sorry. I say, yeah, making it jump is quite good, I'm going to be honest. And apparently, what I'm reading here, apparently the shock will do 5 HP. Not a big change, I don't think that'll do anything. So I'm not sure, like, I saw this post and I'm wondering if they're real. I'm like, none of this is confirmed, I don't think. So everything I could be saying right now could be complete BS, and none of it could be real. We'll have to find out when the new season drops, or when it goes in the TTS or whatever. So yeah, anyway, Twitch drone can jump, and apparently she's losing 1 shock drone and making it a normal drone instead, which, again, I don't want to believe that, because honestly, I think she does need 2 shock drones, because the gadget is such a hit and a miss, like I've said. Okay, and obviously the armor change is coming in. Well, the armor's getting removed, the health's coming in for the different stages, which I don't really think I need to go on that, because most people already know. Okay, and then now the reworks, okay? So Bank is every single bit, like all the bars are getting removed. So you've got the ones just, if you spawn park in front? And then you go to peek into the lobby area, all the bars that are in the way, they're getting removed. I think a lot of those windows are getting blocked anyway, which is needed, because CEO defense, if they play a Kali, it can be so tricky. So yeah, that's getting removed. I really like that change, I'm going to be honest with you, because Bank is atrocious, honestly. The main thing I hate is just how big the room is, honestly. How big lobby is. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing, like, you can't play in it because of how big it is. Obviously, they're not changing that. They're covering up some of the windows, so it's going to be a bit easier to play in. Skylights, I think, are getting removed as well. Most of them. Ooh, sorry. Which is obviously another big change, which I really like. And then coastline is getting quite a big change, I think. I don't remember most of the details. From what I remember seeing, it looks better. Coastline is... I used to love that map, honestly. And now it's just a mediocre map for me. Honestly, I don't really have a lot of feelings or thoughts about it. It's just not that good anymore, honestly. So I like the reworking that a little bit. And Clubhouse is getting a few changes as well, I do believe. And to be honest, I don't really know what those are. But Clubhouse is a good map anyway. But I mean, if they're going to make some improvements to make it even better, I'll really appreciate that. So that is all the changes that I've seen. And yeah, so basically now I'm just going to ponder on the fact that I'm back. So obviously I haven't been active for 7 months now. I quit after the About My Future video, basically. Stopped casting because I had to focus on college and all that as well. That's sort of my excuse, but to be honest, I just didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't find it fun. But I'm back into it now, so that's alright. I'm casting again. I did my first cast yesterday, I think it was. Gonna be honest, the game was shocking, but you know, can't every game can't be a good one, and I guess that one wasn't. But yeah, no, I'm getting back into that, hoping to come back, go to some higher leagues. Obviously, time as well. I won't really have a ton of time anymore, so I won't be able to cast as much as I used to because the break has ended now. I'm going back to college, but every day I have off from now on, I will be casting, basically. When games are on, obviously. Yeah, so basically, what's going to happen is the league still yeah, the Stylex League, I'm back doing that, but that is ending soon. So I'm going to apply for Talent League, see if I can get in there, see if I can get some casts in. And then I'll figure out what I want to do for there, because I'm not too sure if I want to cast professionally, because it just clashes with what I'm doing at college, obviously, but it's a nice thing to fall back on, because obviously most of the casters are in the 30s, like 20s, 30s. I don't think anyone's in the 40s, honestly, but yeah, 20s and 30s is basically where it is at, so I can potentially do that as a job if the one I'm doing now doesn't work out, which I'm gonna be honest, I doubt it will, because it's just a very competitive industry that I'm going into. So I'll just have to try to be the best for that. If not, I can try and go for casting. And to be honest, I feel like if I can get back into casting, I think I actually could make this a thing. But I think I was a pretty decent caster before I quit, and I don't like complimenting myself. I don't usually do it, but I think I was pretty decent. So that's quite fun. And yeah, I've started playing Siege again as well. I quit that for a couple of months. I'm nowhere near as good as I used to be though, Jesus. I can't even hit Plat 2 this season. That's how bad it's got. But yeah, because it's been quite fun getting back into this though. I was coming home from work one day and I just thought, hey, I kind of want to cast. So I did. I got home and I casted a game. And now I'm enjoying it again. Alright, so that's going to be everything for now. I'll probably make some more videos soon, because I kind of want to, going to be honest with you. So yeah, that's it for now. I'll see you guys again soon, I guess, and you'll see me casting tomorrow, potentially. Is it tomorrow? Is tomorrow? It is not, wait, well, it's basically tomorrow, because it's 20 past midnight, but yeah. So on Wednesday and Thursday, I'll be casting games. I'll see you then. Goodbye.